Not feeling seen and met in communication with your partner is often a symptom of poor delivery. Now, it takes a level of open-heartedness and finesse and a little bit of skill to encourage the other person's heart to remain open as you're communicating to them. With that level of intentionality in your words and speech with another human, that's where your empowerment lies. It's such a beautiful expression of empowerment when your intention is to keep both of your hearts open. So let's talk about listening first, because this is a highly undervalued and overlooked skill that actually puts you in a better position to communicate when you're a really good listener. Now, let's talk about the difference between active listening and passive listening. So in active listening, you're bringing a level of presence, curiosity, and reverence to the experience that the other person is having. You have no agenda here. You are really sort of listening to this person's experience as if you were in nature and you were marveling at some little bug that was crawling by, okay? So you're really just fascinated and intrigued, and you're really putting yourself in a space where you're able to do that. Passive listening can show up in many forms. So you might just be checking out because you don't have the energy or the capacity to be there with somebody, and so you're not fully engaged. It can also look like you're thinking of other things that you need to be doing because maybe you have a level of stress that's going on inside, and so you can't fully be there with the person. And it can also just look like waiting for your turn to speak. So sometimes we start to focus less on what someone is talking about because it's reminded us of something similar, right? And so we want to share that. We think we are connecting in that moment, but it could be really disengaging for that person. Basically, whenever you notice that you are not fully present and you're in your own thoughts or experiences thinking about something else, then you're in passive listening mode. Now, here's a little practice for when you feel like you're actively listening and then you're kind of slipping into passive listening, or you're passive listening and you want to move into active listening, okay? So you'll notice inside of you that there's a sense of urgency, maybe, or tension or forward-leaning energy, fidgeting type motions in your body. And what you can do to relax back into presence with the person across from you is to actually use your body to do that. So you can move your feet into the ground and really press your weight into them. You can align your spine, so get upright. That always brings more attention to whatever it is that you're doing. And take a deep breath, or 3 or 5. And you can do this while the person is still talking, but if it feels really intense, you can even ask for just a few seconds to sort of reconnect to the person. Let me tell you, they are going to be like, wow, you were really listening to me. It's going to feel really powerful for them. And lastly, you might have something that you really feel like, I need to say this thing. It's usually coming from a place of you wanting to be seen. And there will be time for that. I know there's sometimes this sense of like, I'm going to lose it or I'm going to forget it if I don't do it right now. But what might it be like for you to just surrender into presence with this person and really offer your full attention to them? What would it be like to give them that gift and just allow yourself to surrender and relax into that?